What's going on, guys? How we all doing today? It's Corey here. Some of you may know me as I'm Methodical, and I'm one of the newest members of KRNG, and of course this is going to be my introductory video. Now I really do hope you guys enjoy the commentary because you can expect that I'll be around for quite a long time. I'm really happy to be a part of KRNG. But anyway guys, the gameplay that we have for you today comes from KRNG Greatest, and it's a triple nuclear on the map Slums. Obviously you guys should really enjoy this gameplay, most of you at least, because it's a pretty fantastic gameplay, really fast paced, and pretty enjoyable to watch. But we all know that there are going to be those select few people in the comments down below that complain that it's either boring or that it lacks impressiveness. And to be honest with you, I don't understand where people get such ideas about a gameplay like this. Because it would be one thing if you were seeing Nuketown over and over again, or watching a spawn trap gameplay, or maybe seeing the player let score streaks go to work throughout the game. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about multi-team hardpoint, with non-lethals getting a triple nuclear. That's quite impressive because, to be honest with you, multi-team is one of the more fast-paced game modes out there. To string together 3 30 gun streaks over the course of a 10-minute game, you've got to have a lot of gun skill to be able to keep up with the pace to stay alive and stay on your streaks throughout the game. You die on one streak, it pretty much ruins any opportunity you have of getting a gameplay like this. So obviously, it requires some sort of skill. Quite a bit, actually. And like I said, this is a pretty fast-paced game mode, so it would be one thing if the player was letting the score streaks go to work. Obviously, that might be a little easy, and maybe you would get tired of seeing that. But watching the players go around with their gun, non-lethals, all in the spawn, it makes some very intense moments, and it's really entertaining to watch. Very fast-paced, and as I said, if you think it doesn't take skill, I don't understand that. I personally feel like I could get a triple nuclear at some point. I know that I'm capable of it, given the right lobby, but I think I've been given the right lobby a couple of times over the course of the past week. I haven't executed. You know why? Because it's pretty darn hard to get 3 nuclears in one game, guys. So if you want to complain about this gameplay, first of all, go ahead and try to get one yourself. Once you've gotten, I don't know, maybe a dozen of them, you can call it easy. But otherwise, please just sit back, relax, and enjoy the gameplay because I think it's pretty fantastic. Give credit to Greatest. He did a great job in this game. Obviously, like I said, to be able to keep up with the pace of the game and stay alive for 3 30 gun streaks, it's quite an incredible job done by the player. So make sure to subscribe to Greatest. You know, he definitely deserves some support for this gameplay. You know, let him know that we sent you from the KRNG Clan channel, and just give him some support because, like I said, gameplays like this, they deserve some credit. But anyway, guys, today I actually want to talk about whether or not you can be right or wrong when you're in an argument with someone. And I'm not talking literally here. Obviously, if someone's saying that 2 plus 2 does not equal 4, well, they're going to be wrong right there. And of course, if someone tries to tell you that it's alright to kill someone simply because you don't like them, well then they're not right either. But in this case, I'm not talking about being morally right or wrong, I'm not talking about being factually right or wrong, but rather I'm referring to the gray area between being correct and incorrect. Now, I can actually give you guys an example about this through Call of Duty. I have a friend in real life who knows about my YouTube channel, and he understands that I'm a pretty good player and that he's not so good a player. He has about 5 days played, I suppose, on Black Ops 2. And he's pretty into Call of Duty, maybe not so much nowadays, but at least a year ago, he was pretty into it for a certain period of time. So one day, as we were getting ready for gym, I was talking to him about the Modern Warfare 3 support package and death streaks, because obviously we all understand that stuff in the game is not fair. It's meant for noobs, it hurts the balance of the game. You know, it definitely does not work towards the fairness of the competitive side of the game. You know, obviously those things aren't involved in competitive, but I'm talking just if you're a competitive person in general, if you like to do well in pubs. It hurts you when there's stuff like that in the game. And obviously we know, like I said, it's not balanced, it simply isn't fair. Now my friend is smart. He's in some of my AP classes, actually all of my AP classes, and he's also a good competitor. He plays a lot of pickup basketball, plays some other sports, and really he's very competitive in everything that he does. And yet when I was talking to him about the Modern Warfare 3 support package and the death streaks, he could not understand why I thought they shouldn't be in the game. Now at first I thought he was screwing with me. At first I thought he was messing around, he was just having a laugh, just joking, right? I said, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, the support and the death streaks, it's just ridiculous. It's so unfair, it's so stupid. And my friend's sitting there thinking, what, how is that stuff stupid? It needs to be in the game. And I was like, what? Once I realized he was actually serious, I was so confused and extremely frustrated as well. The thing was, since he wasn't so good a player, he felt he was on the side that actually thought that death streaks should be there to help the bad players, that support should be there to help the bad players, because they don't deserve to get beaten to the ground, because they don't deserve to just get destroyed. Now obviously, I could somewhat see where that comes from, but the fact of the matter is, we all know that Common sense tells us it's fair to simply have to get better at the game before you actually start getting rewarded, right? Well, common sense tells us that that is in fact the case. But the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of people who really do feel, including the developers, unfortunately, that the noobs need to be helped out with death streaks and support, that that's the only way it should be. And obviously, all of us good players, we know for a fact, right? And I'm putting fact in quotation marks. We know for a fact that support and death streaks aren't fair, that they don't need to be in the game, that they shouldn't be in the game. But at the end of the day, this is a type of topic where you cannot prove right or wrong. I mean, we know in our own heads that we're 100% certain that we're right. But both sides in this situation feel just as certain of themselves as the other side. So I might say, hey, death streaks, support package, definitely unfair, there's no disputing that. But then someone else, such as my friend, may at the same time say, definitely 100%, there's no disputing the fact that it actually is fair, that it actually should be in the game. Both sides feel just as strongly about it, and the fact of the matter is, there's no way to actually prove one side correct or incorrect. Now, I've been in a lot of different situations like this, and it's really made me ask myself, what is life? Like really, I have come to a point now where I'm thinking, is there really a way to be right or wrong in these types of situations? And I think I've come to the conclusion that the answer is no. You can't be right or wrong in these situations. As frustrating as it may be, you can't. You might disagree with me, but I'd like that if you disagree with me, because I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. I feel like I've come to face the honest, factual truth that you can't be correct in these situations, because that's the way I feel judging myself objectively when I'm dealing with these kinds of situations, you know? So while it's very hard for me to admit this, I really don't feel like I ever can definitely be correct in this type of a situation. I don't think that anyone can. Even if you feel 100% sure of an opinion, is it always an opinion, or is it not? Because especially in the case of support and death streaks, it doesn't feel like an opinion, it feels like a fact. But at the end of the day, is it an opinion? Because it seems so. And it's very frustrating to admit that, but it's true. Now, a much more significant example of the inability to be right or wrong would be the conflict between the Native Americans and the first Europeans that settled in the Americas. The Native Americans felt that there was no such thing as ownership of land. At least they felt that there shouldn't be. That the land was itself, it was a part of the earth, and that it should be respected as nature. Something along those lines. The settlers, on the other hand, felt, why not? Why should there not be ownership of land? And both sides felt so strongly about their opinions that they were just 100% sure that their opinion should have been the one that won out. So there were wars, several conflicts, fights for hundreds of years between the Indians and the settlers because both sides felt that they were correct. But there was no way for one side or the other to actually prove that they were right because it was all about opinion, even though both sides were truly 100% certain in their own minds that they were correct. I know it's crazy to think about, but can you be right or wrong in these situations? Let us know in the comments down below. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Be sure to subscribe to KRNG for more Beast Call of Duty content, and I'm out. Peace.